That's it. I've got to get that in somewhere down the line.
I wish. It's unfortunate this is live streamed.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, but I can say it. I can get that. Like, we can edit that out, right?
Wait.
Live?
We are live now. Yeah. It's okay. None of you heard that.
Right?
Shh. None of you heard it. It's not true.
So yeah, caravan living in Bristol.
Yeah. And the fact that like nobody else was, well, you thought no one else was doing it at the time.
Well, not so much living in the caravan, but just not living in the standard place. I mean, I spent most of my time in houses, which was an irritation because they cost so much. Even just to live there as a renter, you know, it's just like you're just throwing money away.
It's insane. Like if you think about it, like well, there's like all these quotes coming out on Facebook, which I'm seeing is like you know, the price of rent equals the price of a mortgage, and mortgage companies won't take you on a mortgage because you don't earn enough, so the rent charges you more, and you have to pay that anyway. So it's like, well, I can afford to pay this. Why can't I afford to pay you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like doubles. I hate it. Yeah.
You're paying 350 grand for a non-foundation 2 up 2 down terraced flat roof.
That was in London, though, wasn't it?
No, it's in Easton. It is in Easton. Those houses cost 350 grand. That's what they're going for.
Fuck off.
They're serious.
No.
Okay, friend of mine, granted, Chelsea Road out of all of them, Chelsea Park, sorry, was the one where all the foremen lived. So the houses were much nicer and bigger. Yeah, she sold that for 380 grand.
Fuck.
And moved to Kingswood and bought a flat.
Fuck. Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but the thing is, it's everything. Everything is, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
You know, a machine like that. Yeah. When I first got a computer back in 1995, well, a PC, should I say?
This would have been.
It would have been, well, the equivalent would have been about 4 grand.
Or even more. Like if it's the technology now.
The technology now back then. I mean, it would be priceless.
Priceless. Yeah. God, imagine technology if we had this back then. Like with this technology back. 80 years ago, was it? 90 years ago?
Look, do you know what I find majorly irritating? Is we actually haven't got that far in that 80 years.
No, I mean, to be fair, we haven't really got that. Like,
we're still using screens. We still interface with a mouse and a keyboard. I mean, at least people like Sega kind of experimented with different ways of interfacing with a computer.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's still a box. It's still got a hard drive and a motherboard, and I just like, why are we still using this basic technology? We're still using silicon for crying out loud. True. You know, but then I've got a whole bunch of theories about it.
But I do think it's interesting though, like, well, with VR tech anyway.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Because I've got a friend of mine who was on the podcast before, sort of thing, and he's working a lot on VR stuff. Yeah. And he's really interested in that as well, because especially the price and the way that they're making it wireless now as well, sort of things are really cool.
Well, the friend of mine's got some, and yeah, I like it. I mean, to me, it's all about being able to suspend. I'm not very good at suspending disbelief. Yeah. You've got to give me a push. Yeah. You know, you take the edges away from the screen. All right, fine, you've got me. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. Right. So VR now means that I turn and things.
And
okay,
everything's there.
I like it. Yeah. It's like computer games. I don't play computer games. I actually watch other people play computer games.
I do all the time. I love it. It's so good. It's so weird for some reason.
And being a technophile, I've been watching the graphics getting better and better and better and more realistic and more realistic. And friends of mine, this was a few years ago, were playing Call of Duty on the Xbox. Yeah. You know, with all graphics to the nth, blah. And I was looking around, I'm like, yeah, okay, occasionally I can suspend. Occasionally this can work. And of course it was in an environment that it was supposed to be made about something that I kind of knew something about anyway. Yeah. And guns did really work like the guns really do work. Yeah. And, you know, you were getting stuff that I was like, okay, you've got realism. I think there was a Second World War variant of one of them that was even more real and things. Get that graphics level of quality into my VR headset where I can't see the blinking pixels. If I can see the pixels, I kind of know what's going on. You can't stop a technophile being able to see that. You know? So I'm now waiting for that to be good. Now I haven't used the Oculus Rift or anything like that, which I imagine are better and all that. Because I haven't got that much of an interest in it. Basically.
I like it. I'm not much interested, but here's my opinion for all of this.
But it's just that brilliant. We've got graphics that really look like film now, really look like the thing. I'm happy with that. But annoyingly, back in the 90s, I remember running off of a disc, granted, video files. I mean, that was unheard of, but these were video files animatedly incorporated. It was, I was like, we've got this at 95, and yet we don't.
And now.
I don't know. I just think we should be further down the line than we are.
Well, that's 23 years now.
Yeah.
And I guess like I don't know, like pixel wise we're getting better. Like we're going up to 4K and now 8K soon, which is good. Which honestly I've seen TVs in 4K. They're fucking weird. Like have you watched like a TV show in 4K?
Not a TV show. I've watched film.
Like films are fine, but I find it's too realistic in some ways. Like for some reason it feels a little bit too much. Although it might be for the older films, because I might watch an old TV show that hasn't had that formatted yet. Sort of thing.
Well, some of it's going to look really weird if it's in a format below 4K. Now, the one thing that won't be is 35mm. Yeah. I mean, you will never beat it for resolution. Yeah. Because it's infinite. Yeah. Well, infinite's the pigment size. Do you know what I mean? But because we play with this resolution all the time. I've been working with video walls for the last 10 years, and I've stopped now because it's just got too much. Yeah, I've been building them, and I remember building them when they were 25 kilos a panel, and cost something like 20 grand a panel. Fuck. You know, because it was just hundreds and hundreds of 3-color LEDs. Yeah. Well, actually, in these instances, there were single LEDs. Yeah. Of 3 colours, a red one, a green one, and a blue one. And I was a video tech or a screen tech. Yeah. Those screens don't need text anymore because they don't go wrong.
True.
That is a fact. You know, when we got the cheap Chinese 6mm wall that we had a few years ago, we used to fit it, we used to fuck off. It wouldn't go wrong. The only thing that would go wrong is they wouldn't work out how to send anything to it properly. It's like you plug the DVI cable into the computer, and then you send it to the video. I'm giving you a just put it in 1024 by 768, which was kind of easy standard back then. What's the point in having it in any higher resolution? 64 pixels a panel. I've only got 24 panels.
No one could tell.
You know, you can run it. Oh, can I run it in 800 by 600? Yeah. Will that be better? No. Would it be worse? No.
It'll be the exact same.
It'll be the exact same. Because there is only 64 pixels in a panel, and there is. So even if we did manage to get 10 panels high, that is 640. Yeah. Which we can't buy 480. So as long as it's 640, 480, you're in. Yeah. Oh god. Anyway, I mean, I can go real geeky.
Oh yeah. Well, this is great.
You're restarting that. Surely that's going to drop the internet.
No, it's no internet from that, which is it's not good, but it's something basically. I have to restart this because for some reason it's not picking up the internet signal. So.
Okay, I see what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got this PCI card with 3 fucking aerials on the back of it.
It's incredible, especially for this. But yeah. Like how long have you worked in the tech industry then?
Well, arguably since I was a child.
Yeah.
I mean, I joined the Air Force at 16.
Yeah.
And they taught me aircraft engineering. But before that, I used to work for pirate radio station as a transmitter technician.
Nice.
That was fun.
I bet. Well, I mean, like I've seen Studio Rock. No.
Well, half of what we did, to be fair,
boat that rocked.
The boat that rocked.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't on a boat. We're in a multi-story block of flats in southeast London.
Just a slight difference.
But the principle was the same. In fact, the reasons why Radio London, Radio Caroline were doing what they were doing was because the local and national radio stations wouldn't play the music that the people wanted to listen to, pop music.
Yeah.
When did they stop? When those radio stations started playing pop music because they no longer served a purpose.
Exactly, because nobody wanted to listen to them, or because the other guys could just do it better.
Yeah. Well, in 1988, and several years before him, but from my perspective, 1988, the local radio stations and the BBC and national stations didn't play dance music. I mean, in fact, I believe the Conservative government at the time, with a piece of legislation against it, referred to it as a fad of repetitive beat music.
Oh God!
This was the birth of house music and the like, you know.
And now 30 years later.
Yeah. And I was like, how much of a fad do you think this is now, darling? And yeah, this is where they were going. I mean, to be fair, there was a large amount of illegality to deal with it, because it was all about the illegal raves.
Yes.
Which was just people listening, gathering in groups, listening to music that nobody else would play for them. Come on. And it didn't take them a genius to work out, if they started issuing these dance licenses and controlling this, and nightclubs started springing up, and all of a sudden it was fine and controlled.
Exactly.
But before that, they wouldn't allow it anywhere. No one played it anywhere. So there was all the underground clubs in London.
Oh yeah.
But when you've got thousands of people that want to do this, and you've got venues that can put hundreds of people up, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to drive a rig out to the middle of the M25 fucking countryside somewhere with a generator and fire it up. And that was the start of the free party scene. Well, it wasn't the start of the free party scene. It was the manifestation in British culture massively of the free party scene.
It's where it began for the British people.
More or less. I mean, I can't argue it didn't happen anywhere else, but it wouldn't have been done on that scale. I mean, this was every fucking weekend.
Well, it was a whole youth movement, wasn't it?
A whole youth movement, yes. Anyone who didn't play a live musical instrument did this, much like they do now.
But the thing was, it was the 80s then, sort of thing. So that would be was that Margaret Thatcher's time?
Yeah, Maggie Thatcher.
Exactly. Yeah. So everything's going to shit, and all the youth are kind of going, fuck working in a factory, or
the likelihood of not actually getting a job in a factory,
or a trade job like my dad did. I'm going to go off and see what the world has, and then free music, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, so there was a requirement for radio stations to play this. And there
wasn't anyone doing it, so you guys were like, all right, we'll do it.
By the time I got to the scene,
it was probably fading out.
No, not at all. It was the start. It was. I think I started, because I've tried to work all this out, in early '88. Just so you know, in early '88, I was. I just turned 14. So no, I've actually been in and out of there since I was 12.
Wow.
But I started there earnestly when I was about 14. Which was a lot of evenings, almost the whole weekends.
Wow.
My best mate, she was a few years older than me. Pardon me, she was a DJ. And that's kind of how I used to get about. And they used to pick us up and drive us around, because I was a kid.
Exactly.
I was a train technician from about